How we doing?
How are you?
Happy New Year.
Speak up with the questions.
Do we just have questions, or am I supposed to give a statement, or? Well, obviously, this has been a great experience for our players. The opportunity to play in a playoff game here in Atlanta in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. The people here have provided great hospitality, as the Peach Bowl always does. The city of Atlanta has always been very accommodating to college football relative to the College Football Hall of Fame, how they treat people when we visit here. So this is a quality experience, a great opportunity to play in a big game, the biggest game we played all year, no doubt, as a playoff game. So I think our players are looking forward to it, and we're certainly looking forward to the challenges that the University of Washington brings, and that this game brings to it for our players.
Would you speak up with your question?
Nick, when you talk about player development, how far is Ruben Foster?
Well, Ruben has obviously been a very, very productive player for us. The guy plays as well as any linebacker in the country. He's got great intensity. He's very instinctive. He's developed into a player that can run the defense, make the calls, understands exactly what we need to do. He does a great job in preparation, and probably plays as hard as anyone could ever ask a player to play. And I think his production and performances has reflected upon that. And as a young player, some of those things you could see the ability, but maybe the maturity to be able to go out and execute was not exactly what you needed it to be. But for the last 2 years, he's been probably our most productive player at that position for sure.
Did you have to reteach him how to tackle?
Yeah, we sure did. He had a lot of problems early on. He was one of those guys that liked to put his head down. Had some shoulder neck issues because of that, and we tried to teach him how to tackle near leg, near shoulder with his face up and not use his head, which is how we teach all of our players. And very athletic, so it wasn't hard to change the technique, to develop the right habit. It took a little time, but I think it's benefited him. It's benefited his safety as a player as well.
Talk a bit about Jalen's development at the start of the season. Now, where has been the biggest area of growth?
Well, I think Jalen has grown in probably all areas as a player. Certainly his leadership, his command and understanding of the offense. We're a little more diverse now than we were early on when he played. We had to focus a lot on quarterback runs and only certain types of passes. So as the season has gone on, we have tried to develop him as a passer in terms of reading, being more comfortable in the pocket. And I think he's made significant progress in those areas. And it'll be certainly important in this game because of their ball hawking type secondary and the way they break on the ball, and that he does a really good job with his eyes as well as understanding where to go with the ball.
I know a lot's been asked of Coach Peterson about his trick plays. How difficult is it to prepare for that? Because they don't necessarily fit into a tendency of coaches. Maybe they don't use one trick play twice. Does that add to the challenge of trying to prepare for that?
I don't think there's any question about the fact that they have been, they don't just use trick plays. They're very effective at executing those plays as a part of their offense, and they have a significant number of them, so it really is difficult to prepare for all of them because you don't know which ones you're going to get. I'm sure that the way they approach it is they have their 3 or 4 that they're going to do in that particular game, and that's what they get ready to play, and those probably change in every game as the season goes on. So when you look at the whole sort of catalog of all those trick plays, it's pretty significant amount of work that you need to do to try to defend those things.
Would you go back to Boise State though?
Yeah.
Hey Coach, outside of the secondary, which you have mentioned, what do you think is the biggest challenge in Washington defensive team?
Well, are you talking about their defense, or are you talking about their entire team?
Just in general.
Well, I think that this is by far the best all-around team that we've played all year long. They score 44.5 points a game on offense. They've got a really good quarterback. They've got really good skill players on offense at the receiver and running back positions. They've got lots of speed. They make a lot of explosive plays, very well-designed concepts offensively in terms of, what they do and how they execute it extremely well. When you go on the other side of the ball, they're one of the top, defensive teams in the country in terms of points allowed. Number one in takeaway ratio, turnover ratio for the whole season. They play smart. They're very physical. They don't make a lot of mistakes on defense. And they're a good tackling team. So all these things contribute to the success that they have. The two inside players are really physical guys that create some issues for you inside. So this is a really, really good all-around team. And when you get to special teams, because they have good skill players on offense, they have good returners, and they have good specialists, and they do a good job in all phases of the game. So you don't have to watch much to see how challenging a team this is to prepare for and to play against and to have success against.